from Cron 4 News Bay Area, former San Francisco Mayor Mark Farrell wants his job back. Here's how he plans to do it.
Cron 4 is profiling top challengers for San Francisco's crowded mayoral race. Tonight, we're going to look at the candidate who once sat in the mayor's seat for 6 months. Cron 4's Stephanie Lynn. She sits down with Mark Farrell on how he plans to win his job back.
And he was, of course, interim mayor, so I don't think he was elected, but he stepped in after former mayor Ed Lee spontaneously combusted at a supermarket or whatever. And of course, he was tied up with former Chinatown gangster Shrimp Boy Chow, but different story. That's just, I mean, how deep the corruption goes is absolutely wild.
Over the past 5 years, I've seen our city crumble.
Candidate Mark Farrell not mincing words over the problems he says are plaguing San Francisco.
And he's saying 5 years, which is really being quite nice because it has been on the decline for much longer than that.
San Francisco used to be the greatest place in the world to raise a family. Today, it's not the same.
When was that? I don't know if San Francisco was ever the best place in the world to raise a family. Highly doubt it, but whatever. And as I understand it, this guy, I mean, apparently the claws of the establishment are so deep in that a Republican clearly doesn't stand any chance. So he obviously is still a Democrat, but I guess a little bit more reasonable than some of the other people. He's also claimed that they should bring back cars onto Market Street so they can drive through the deserted wasteland that is downtown San Francisco.
Same. People do not feel safe in their own neighborhoods, let alone downtown. The conditions of our streets have never been worse, and our local economy has suffered as a result. We are now the butt of jokes across our country, and that should not be the case.
The venture capitalist stepping back into the ring of city politics, where he previously served for 8 years. First as District 2 supervisor, which includes the Marina, Pacific Heights, Presidio Heights, and north of the Panhandle.
Basically, the best, most affluent part of San Francisco.
Then serving 6 months as mayor after the death of Ed Lee in 2017. A key point, Farrell says, that sets him apart from the competition.
We don't have time for someone to come learn on the job. We need someone that's going to hit the ground running on day one.
If you are...
I don't know. I might actually disagree with that because what you're doing, what you guys know of, the experience and knowledge that you bring is clearly part of the problem. So maybe while, some people might say you'd be better off with a glass of water with a D on it.
She's a wonderful member of Congress. I think all of our colleagues will attest. But those are districts that are solidly Democratic. This glass of water would win with a D next to its name in those districts.
I think you need somebody new that is learning on the go. In fact, that is going to not be involved in any of the scams that these politicians have going on.
Elected mayor, what do you plan to accomplish in your first 30 days?
I do believe we need a new police chief. We have lost budget dollars and we can't recruit police officers. So we need a change in leadership.
Promoting what he describes as a zero-tolerance policy on crime, while promising to shield the city's public safety services from budget cuts.
My budget plan this year will include the addition of 250 new officers. We need to recruit additional officers.
Yes, more officers, more LGBTQ agenda-driven officers. That should do the trick.
Transfer officers. We need to bring back retired officers. We also need to flood our police academy with new classes. Then we start to get to work on local economic issues. I fully believe we need to use tax incentives to bring employers back to the downtown core. My background includes over 20 years in the private sector. I know what
so he knows, we need to bring people back to the downtown core because it is all gone. There's nothing you can do. You can bring back cars. You can have this moderate, centrist Democrat take control, but it's over. They're not going back. Nordstrom's not coming back. Macy's is not coming back. North Face, Arc'teryx, Zara, Whole Foods, they're not coming back. They're gone. You destroyed it. And now you want to pretend like that wasn't part of the plan. Maybe this guy wasn't in on it, but the entirety of the political regime totally destroyed this on purpose.
it is to make payroll. I know what it is to see companies do well and suffer.
adding he'll clear all tent encampments in the city within a year.
All right, fair enough. Good point. He probably won't do that. He probably wouldn't be able to do that even if he wanted to. And the part of the problem is that this man, the phrase, the term, the name, the party, it's tainted. Democrats are tainted. But the rot is so strong that he obviously doesn't stand a chance running independent. He's arguably stands even less of a chance running Republican because they have been so brainwashed and refuse to connect the dots between the awful, terrible scam, Gavin Newsom, Bo Biden-led party. They can't even pretend, they can't fathom that there's any connection between the homelessness, the crime, all of the destruction, businesses leaving. For a lot of people in San Francisco, they don't realize that not only is it because of the Democrats, but they've done it on purpose. So there are people there who only think we need to go further left. It's absolutely wild.
As mayor before, I took out all of our large tent encampments within 6 months. If elected mayor again, I will do it again.
I asked Farrell if he's in favor of encampment sweeps, given the city's ongoing legal battles.
I wouldn't characterize them as sweep.
And think about that. Think about how down bad you have to be to ask a mayoral candidate, well, do you favor getting rid of the people that are plaguing regular citizens? Are you going to get rid of the tents on the sidewalk? As if that's even a question. Who's going to go up there and say, no, I think they should all stay? What?
Sweeps. We treat these individuals with respect, with compassion. We offer them shelter and housing. But if they refuse our offer of services, we will not make it convenient for them. No one is getting better by sleeping in tents at night on the streets of San Francisco. This has to stop.
This challenger coming out of the gates swinging.
Look, San Francisco is suffering, and what we don't have is any vision out of City Hall right now.
So is Mayor London Breed fit to be mayor in 2025? Yes or no?
No.
Absolutely not. She never was. She literally took the same path as Kamala Harris, and she gets up there. She wants to get her murderous brother out of jail. She takes kickbacks from the San Francisco Department of Public Works head, who was literally charged with removing the tents and the needles and the feces off the street. But he was so corrupt that not only did he pay her off, but he was taken down by the corrupt FBI, all while he should have been cleaning up the city. I mean, it's just mind-boggling.
You know, Mayor Breed has a great personal story. No doubt about that. But
yeah, Mayor Breed has a great personal story. What is it? What is that supposed to mean? Oh, she's a black woman. She's a woman of color. That's the story. Is that what you're talking about? Is that why she's so great as she destroys the city?
Right now, she also has a track record of 6 years of failed leadership inside of City Hall. San Francisco needs a reboot.
In San Francisco, Stephanie Lynn, KRON 4.
Yeah, well, they truly don't stand a chance. You got guys like him trying to run in this moderate lane as not to scare off anybody who thinks that a Republican is going to turn the entire city into a race war or whatever. And unfortunately, for better or for worse, it's just too far gone. This moderate, tepid approach, oh, we're going to remove the tents, but we're going to do it with dignity, it's already gone. You need to go radical. You need to go nuclear on all of the junkies who are sleeping in tents under the Bay Bridge, self-vaccinating and pooping on the sidewalk.